Well, Mr. Charest, thank you so much for calling in this morning.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Of course, a very emotional morning, an emotional day for the city, for the province, for the country. Tell me a little bit about the role that Mr. Beliveau played in your own childhood.
Well, and I speak as a fan, and a very young fan. I was born in '58, so I grew up in the years where Jean Beliveau was at his peak and winning Stanley Cups, and hockey was everything in our lives at the time. And the Saturday night games were a very important moment in the week. So I saw him at his peak growing up and being a fan. I remember him very, very fondly. And then through public life, I had the opportunity of meeting him a few times. I was very impressed. I think the first time I met him was at an airport, and he came over and said hello. And I had not seen him, and he's the one who recognized me and said hello, and we chatted. And I was so impressed by him at the time that he was very generous with his time and his comments. And then, Joanne, later on, I had the honor as Premier of Quebec of decorating him of the highest order of the National Order of Quebec, and it's a moment I will never, ever forget. That was in 2006.
I have to ask you, Mr. Charest, a lot of people talk about this sort of mesmerizing quality that Mr. Beliveau had. What do you think what it was about him that just sort of engulfed everyone who ever met him?
I think from my perspective, he was a very noble man in the best sense of the word. Noble in the sense that he was generous and elegant and attentive and very human in everything about him. It was and all those, as the days go by, you may have noticed that people are focusing more and more on his life after hockey, and because that was so significant to the person. And I think one of the reasons why this is such an important moment for us as Quebecers and as Canadians is that we see in him what we would like to see in ourselves and in our country through our sport, but also through the way that we live our lives. And we only wish that we were half of what he was in that respect. And I think people look up to him that way. That's what's so beautiful about this moment as we'll celebrate his life today.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Charest. Definitely a role model to many. Thank you for sharing your memories and your thoughts on the great Jean Beliveau. Thank you again. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.